Welcome up! In this episode, we will explain why COVID-19 is a collective action problem. Coming up. Hello, I'm Understanding Politics, and in this channel I explain political theories and debates to students as well as curious and passionate people, just like you. So if you like my videos, consider subscribing. The collective action problem is a situation where a group of people is under a threat. And while the best outcome is achieved by cooperation, there are strong incentives not to cooperate. This paradox is inherent to collective action, and discourages members of the group to engage in joint action to pursue personal goals. So at the core of the paradox, there is the choice offered to the members of the group to act either for themselves or to cooperate with other members of the group in the quest for a joint solution. The COVID-19 emergency is a perfect example of a collective action problem. Individuals may be naturally disposed to act in their own interest, but the common good for societies lies in joint solution that may cause many individuals to be worse off, while saving the lives of many. For owners of restaurants and shops, the lockdowns may come as a shock to their natural inflow of income, but health and lives are at stake. This is a debate that we've heard over and over in the past months, right? The solution to collective action problems is politics. It may come as a surprise, but politics is the art of compromise and balance. When you have two burning questions such as economics and public health, you need to find an equilibrium, but it's not easy. In this scenario, the sense of responsibility is a fundamental trait for politicians. Over the past months, the Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has risen from Mr. Nobody to one of the most beloved head of governments worldwide, for his managing of the crisis and for his continuous appeals to the sense of responsibility of Italians. There have been for sure mistakes in the management of the crisis, and I'll repeat this once again, it's not easy to find a balance, but the oppositions never really cooperated and kept criticizing the government regardless the direction taken. In such dangerous situations, parties should have set aside their disagreements and cooperated for a common solution. Here, I will not express opinion on specific Italian parties or politicians. I will do this in other videos with plenty of opportunities for you to agree or disagree with me. An example of irresponsibility in managing the COVID-19 crisis comes from the United States of Donald Trump. Trump has not given the example to his fellow citizens, and surely he has not managed the crisis, leaving individual states and citizens to decide for themselves. This was somehow expected from a leader that during his term has shown scarce empathy and a lack of critical thinking that led to gross misinterpretations of scientific studies. The result is an exceedingly high toll of deaths every day that passes. Surely, culture influenced how people reacted to the crisis. Firstly, Asian societies wear masks as a common practice, and were not new to the introduction of this rule. Secondly, Western societies tend to be more individualistic than their Eastern neighbors. Nevertheless, the fact that a country is a democracy or a dictatorship seems not to be so much relevant for the management of the crisis. In a paper, Mauro Gillen showed that while in democracies greater transparency, accountability and public trust reduce the frequency and lethality of epidemics, shorten response time and enhance people's compliance with public health measures, democracy has no effects on the likelihood and lethality of epidemics. Being a democracy helps in general because it's easier for you as a government to generate trust among the population in order to cope with the pandemic. But if you don't have strong government resources or capabilities, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. In other words, economic inequality and state capacity, so the wealth of the government, seem to be the real factors determining the lethality of epidemics. Inequality means that people don't have good nutrition or access to healthcare, and they don't have savings or other resources. Even during a pandemic, they have to continue working and use public transportation, and they don't observe social distancing. If the state has means, then it's easier to strengthen the response to an epidemic. Therefore, particularly in poor and unequal countries, the attempts of collective actions to solve the crisis may be undermined by its inherent paradox, and citizens may be less disposed to follow the rules set for the common good. Taking advantage of the common solution may be a natural course of action, and the collective action will utterly suffer from these defections. Just to be sure, whenever you can, stay safe, stay home, and wear a mask. The fate of your community rests also in your hands. As always, all the sources will be linked in the references section of this video description. The collective action problem was already noted by the British philosopher David Hume in 1740 in his A Treatise of Human Nature, where he pointed out that it's easier for two neighbors to agree to drain a common meadow than it is for thousands.